Suits are filed against the perpetrators at the FBI. Will that facilitate your investigation?
Well, what's the question again?
If the 8 senators who were spied upon sue the hell out of the Department of Justice and the perpetrators involved, will that facilitate their investigation and or yours? I guess what I'm getting to is I don't understand why we don't have a separate hearing. I find this breathtaking.
Yeah. It's just been 24 hours since the FBI investigated on it. Please give me an opportunity to sort through all this.
Fair enough. I just don't want to wait 24 years to get an answer.
Yeah.
Because as we get into this, we want people to make sure that you're not just somebody with a wacky idea.
Right.
Okay? You come with some science to you. What is the official reason for the collapse of the World Trade Center towers?
Well, we're told that the planes hit the buildings and there was an explosion and a fire, and about an hour and a half later, in the case of the North Tower, the buildings collapsed due to structural weakening due to the fires. Mm-hmm. The problem is that we don't have large gradual deformations associated with collapses, and fires in high-rises have never brought down a steel frame high-rise building at all, ever. And what we have, unfortunately, is the evidence in the Twin Towers and the third skyscraper to collapse that day, which most people don't know anything about it. We have the evidence of the 10 key features of controlled demolition. In the case of Building 7, it collapses straight down into its own footprint at free fall speed in the first 100 feet. It's dropping, as you can see, symmetrically, smoothly, at free fall speed in the first 100 feet, 2.5 seconds. This is uncanny. There's 40,000 tons of structural steel designed to resist this collapse.
So what, a 47-story building?
Yeah, this is called Building 7, right a football field away from the Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we're showing is left what happened. In fact, right is a controlled where you are using, or the people who made this happen, used demolition.
Indeed, and this is a direct comparison. And you can see that, indeed, almost free fall speed, free fall acceleration through 40,000 tons of structural steel. That is uncanny. So we have 700 architects and engineers demanding a new investigation as a result of this evidence and the evidence in the World Trade Center. That is very explosive. Almost every architect and engineer we show this information to agrees with us that these are controlled demolitions. If we can get them to look at the information, because obviously the implications of a controlled demolition are dark for our country, because that means somebody besides Al-Qaeda was involved, because these have to be easily 3 of the most highly secure buildings outside the Pentagon.
And they haven't even met emergency powers Trump yet. Forwarded from Il Donaldo Trumpo.
I can think about it for a second. You have, as you now know of, 8 sitting United States senators whose phone records were subpoenaed by the Department of Justice in the prior administration. For what? For what purpose? None of these senators are criminals. They have no criminal activity associated with them whatsoever. Why did the Department of Justice and Jack Smith go in there and authorize subpoenas? And it's not just them, there's others. And so what we're doing in our transparency, in our commitment to transparency and our initiative at FBI and DOJ is putting the records out, providing them to Congress, letting them conduct oversight. But we will also internally investigate those involved. We've already disbanded the Public Corruption Squad at WFO. We've already jettisoned these people at the FBI that were involved in the politicization of law enforcement. And if there needs to be a criminal investigation, you better believe it, we're on it. Chicago needs a focused effort not just on crushing violent crime, but also removing the illegal aliens that are correlated to that violent crime. And it's a result over years of failures and policies by the prior administration to allow so many illegal aliens and so much criminal activity to occur here in Chicago and the state of Illinois. And so when the FBI was asked, can we flex resources to help DHS? Of course, because the same is true when we ask DHS of something. And right now, it happens to be immigration-centric because of the sheer volume of illegals that are in this country, and that's a priority of this administration, not just to remove them, but to prioritize American citizens over them.
Got this right. The UK gave citizenship to a man whose name literally translates to jihadi from Syria. After receiving that gift from the British people, he was arrested for rape, A British judge thought it was appropriate to give him bail and let him back out on the streets. While on bail, he slaughtered Jews at a synagogue on the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur. I'm done. I'm done with the euphemisms. I'm done with the crocodile tears. I'm done with the calls for unity. I'm done being told not to hate. And I'm done skirting around uncomfortable truths. So let's list them. Uncomfortable truth 1. Multiculturalism hasn't merely failed. It has embedded sectarian violence on the streets of the UK and cost countless lives, most recently the lives of Adrian Daubly and Melvin Kravitz in Manchester. Again, strength and love to their families. Uncomfortable truth 2, diversity is not our strength. It has never been our strength, and in fact it has now become our greatest weakness economically and culturally. And I'm yet to hear any coherent argument for its value that doesn't default to, well, we get good restaurants out of it, which isn't good enough justification for complete cultural and social fracture. And besides, we've got the recipes now anyway. Uncomfortable truth 3, Islamism is a cancer on the UK, and more citizens will die as a result of appeasing it. We need to say these uncomfortable truths loudly and whilst we still can. Islamophobia laws are coming, ladies and gentlemen, as the great Christopher Hitchens predicted 16 years ago.
It is very urgent business, ladies and gentlemen, I beseech you. Resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing. You will be told you can't complain because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or bigotry, whereas it's only the objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Watch out for these symptoms. They are just symptoms of surrender.
I've watched that clip so many times and it gets more poignant with every watch.
Hey there, Patriots. I hope you're having a great day. I'm not trying to scare you, okay? I'm not trying to flip you out, but I just want you to be prepared. President Trump has been giving us some clues. He told us about the precipice, and then today, when he was talking about Pritzker, he said he was afraid for his life. And made me think, what is he saying? It reminded me of this post right here, scare event. Okay, let me read it to you. This is post 521, way back from January 13th, 2018. We are fighting for life. We're fighting for good. We are at war. Not everything will be clean. Scare, necessary event. Do you trust the U.S. military? Do you trust the chain of command? Have faith. We are in control. Patriots. Patriots Day. Have faith. You were chosen for a reason. You are being provided the highest level of intel to ever be dropped publicly in the history of the world. Use it. Protect and comfort those around you. Where we go one, we go all. So that's why I'm posting this, because I want to comfort you. Okay, so the other thing is they posted that silver coin today. And silver is about to go to $50. It's like $49 and change. What happens when it goes to 50? I just posted this on a video. I just posted today. I've got it on Rumble. I'm just back now on my YouTube channel. So the link is in my profile. What happens when the silver goes to 50? Well, the banks are leveraged to the hilt on precious metals, and they're going to lose billions of dollars. They have been keeping the value of silver and gold down, but obviously they're not able to do so right now. So what happens if they are losing all this money and then you go to the bank and they don't have it? I don't know what's going to happen, you guys. I'm not telling you. I know the plan, exactly what's going to happen. But I know that the gold will destroy the Fed. In other words, gold will destroy the banks, the bankers. And that all that money, biblically, is coming back to the people. But that doesn't mean there won't be some scare event. So I'm just telling you, watch out. Make sure you have cash, something like for 10 days. Remember how he said it was not going to be some 6-month period, but it might be a 10-day period. That you make sure to have cash on hand and have the things that you need, and that you're not afraid and you understand this is part of the plan to get us free from these people and all the banks free from these criminals. Okay, so check this out at my website. Like I said, I just posted this video. Everything I share is on melissaredpill.com, so you can find all of my links. melissaredpill.com. Like this and share it with people so they understand what is likely going to happen, and it might be 10-10. It might be. So check that out, and also, bookmark it, because this is something that I think is something you might want to go and look back on. And also, you might want to watch that video, the movie, The Big Short, because I think President Trump is doing The Big Short on the banks. He's a genius. Trust the plan. Trust President Trump. And I'll talk to you later.
Things are still looking good for the bondholders, but I'm hoping that we receive the notifications for the 4B anytime. This is what causes a lot of stress to us all, as these notifications still have not come out yet. All we can do is pray that they get released ASAP so we can move forward with our lives. Forwarded from Wolverine.
Hi guys, keep your eyes on your emails, please. The news that I'm getting, I think we're about to cross that finish line, so keep an eye on your emails, please. Okay. All I can tell you, the things are moving right now. Everything's moving. So I hope the messages that I'm receiving is correct. That's all I can tell you guys. Okay, just pray that it happens today. We're all told that this is going to be the week. All right, take care, guys. Okay, bye bye.
Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so I cannot confirm any of this, but this is what I'm being told as of right now. It is 4:42 a.m. Wednesday, the 8th, I think, of October. I don't know the dates. It's Wednesday. What I'm being told is that Vietnam did revalue their currency privately. So it's like Iraq, it's on the back screens. Sometime today or tomorrow, it will be on the front screens. And I am getting reports that screens are blacked out and bank accounts are down or something like that. Something's going on with the banks in Vietnam. I'm being told that the RV is officially underway. Many bondholders and sovereigns, whales, all that, and some Tier 4A have been called in to make sure all their paperwork and everything and money is being deposited into their account. Most of it is not spendable. Only about 20 minutes ago, I was told that the RV for 4B notifications would happen today. And they went as far as saying that as of right now, the timeline as of right now, I will not get to do my class at 7 o'clock tonight because we would have notifications. They also said that they want everybody to remain in high vibration and with a very positive mindset of this is happening. It's not when is it going to happen. It is happening, and you will receive your notification and your appointment when it is perfect for you. Okay, when it is perfect for you. They also said that not everybody will be happy when notifications are released. When you get your funds, not everyone's going to be happy, including family members and friends. A lot of jealousy, a lot of 3D behavior. Not everyone is happy when you are successful. When you become successful, lots of jealousy, lots of manipulation, lots of narcissism, backbiting, bitching, all that kind of stuff happens. Also, a lot of people will want to take advantage of you. And they said this is going to be the toughest test for humanitarians and for people just doing a currency exchange, is to know when to move forward and help someone and know when to step back and stand your ground and not allow people to walk all over you or take advantage of you. The hardest part for us moving forward in our future is to learn to say no. Learn to say no. They also said that there's going to be a lot of unrest, a lot of chaos. So for those going to your redemption appointment, just be very aware that not everyone's going to be happy about you moving forward. People that go through the med beds, not everyone's going to be happy that you have healing because their belief system doesn't allow for miracles, and therefore they'll think, some people would think that it's a really bad thing that you're actually healthy and healed. Again, it's the lower mindset. So be aware that you may lose friends and family members simply because you're now wealthy in mind, body, soul, finances, health, all of that. This is a time of change, of transformation, and those who do not wish to transform into the new them, they choose to remain behind. Now, one thing that you cannot do is remain behind with them. Try not to allow yourself to stay in their reality. Okay, don't stay in their reality. You've been given an incredible opportunity to change this planet once and for all. Don't hold yourself back because some cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a friend is jealous. Okay? Use what you have to think of the bigger picture. You know, step outside the fish tank. Okay? Step outside the fish tank and see life for what it is and what it can be, not remaining in other people's realities. And if you have to burn bridges, burn them. Just do it respectfully, with compassion and empathy, and a loving knowing for that person that they're choosing their timeline, what is best for them. Not what is best for you, what is best for them. And wish them well on their journey. Okay? This is also a time for not saying, I told you so. Try not to fall into your egoic mind. And don't say, I told you it was real, I told you. Because people, there's so much misinformation out there. So much misinformation out there that people don't know who they are themselves. If you can't recognize, or you don't recognize who you are, how are you supposed to recognize what's real and what's not? You can't. You can't. You can only recognize what's real, what's truth, and what's not if you recognize yourself. So really have compassion for people and allow them to grow and develop in their own time, because that's exactly what you're doing. But definitely do not hold yourself back. Now, my advice to go to the redemption appointment is take a burner phone. You definitely need a phone, but don't take your regular phone and don't take a phone that's in your name. Take a burner phone or something like that. Turn it off, put it in one of those bags that can't be, that blocks all the tracking and tracing stuff. And only turn it on if you need it. Okay, if you need it. Now, before you even go to your redemption appointment or your medbed appointment, especially your redemption appointment, when you find out the address of where you have to go, have a look on maps and things. Don't use your phone or your computer, okay? Have a look and work out, see exactly where it is, see any different routes there and things like that. Just take basic precautions and you will be fine. Don't go to parties and humanitarian meetups and greets, and don't go to bars and get drunk and all that kind of stuff. Just be smart, okay? Think of all possibilities while remaining in a high positive vibration. Okay, now thank you so much to everyone for your support. I don't know if this is the last message or anything I'm going to do or get to do, but thank you so much for all your love and support and for walking this journey with me. As you all know, it's definitely not been easy for any of us, but we've made it. We've all made it, and those who haven't made it, they're on their own journey of self-discovery and expansion and creation. So everybody's made it to where they need to go. And just remember, we're not crossing the finish line. We're crossing the start line. This is the start of a new life, of a new beginning. We're not finishing, we're only just beginning. So if this is the last message I get to do, then I wish you all the very best in your futures, no matter what you choose. And I know that you'll all be prosperous in every way. You'll all be fully abundant in every way. And I know that you'll all have love in your hearts to move forward and co-create with the collective a massive transformation like no other of this planet. So I wish each and every one of you the absolute best. Bye for now.
Green light confirmed. Trump's go code hit the board an hour ago, 6:30 a.m. EST. No sirens, no press leak, just a quiet signature across the quantum feed. Everything since has been dominoes. Media grid. Satellite transponders over Atlanta, NYC, London, now under provisional military control. When they flip the switch, primetime turns into courtroom. Force movement. C-17s lifted from Ramstein, Diego Garcia, Andrews. Flight plans sealed. Not troop drills, extraction lists. Civil channels. Apple and Android just received a dormant update, flagged EBS prep. If your phone chirps 3 short, 1 long, stand by. Next 72-hour sequence. Market pause. Technical maintenance across CME and NYSE. Real reason, ledger drain. Bank holiday. Announced as Cyber Review buys 48 hours for QFS hard cutover. EBS rollout. Every screen, every band, unskippable. Mass arrests. Sealed indictments become flight manifests. Gasara credits. Debt slate wiped. Gold weight assigned to biometric wallets. When Step 3 lands, the world you know archives itself in a single frame. After that, history restarts. Remember, there will be no second feed, no mainstream handholding. You're either watching from the inside or refreshing a dead web page. Stay aligned. Stay ready. God wins. Posted by @eChannel on Telegram.
Bruce, October 7th, 2025, short, big call notes. He did hear something about med beds, setting the time for our aging process. Bruce thought it was set for us to age 1 year for every 15 years of time. Bruce says we can also do 1 year for every 20 years of time. That way, in 100 years, you will have aged 5 years. Bruce says he will do that option. He just found about it. The time you can go back if you are under 80, you can go back to age 30. Bruce says we cannot go before age 30, so we are more mature. You can go back to any age over 30. Again, at age 80, you can go back 50 years for age regression. Those with dire need and ZIM can go ahead of the class. Doge and tariff dividends and R&R and Social Security. Social Security increase should happen this month. We do not know when the increase will come, either on your Wednesday or later in the month. For Doge, the payments are to go out starting the night of the 15th, October 16th, 17th, and 18th of October as direct deposit if you are on Social Security, but it will be a substantial chunk of money. We will also supposed to get tariff dividend payment, thinking it will be a monthly payment between 6 months to 18 months. They may combine the Doge and tariff dividends. The R&R could be substantial depending on interests earned, etc. The R&R will be in our QFS account, and we will ask about this when we set up our quantum access card. Timing. People have been meeting who are feeding info and data in the QFS so it can calculate the timeline for these notifications to come to us. Bruce said he should have that info after 1 p.m. tomorrow EST. If they get the result, it should be by then, as to the most optimal time to go from military and treasury point of view. Bruce hopes to have a good timeline to give us on Thursday night, if we do not have the numbers by then. We have people who are aware of what's happening in Reno in the Redemption Center where bondholders are being taken care of. Fake bondholders were taken care of and caught. Now, as of tomorrow, bondholders will be coming in. 32 private jets coming in tomorrow and 28 on Thursday to Reno for new paperwork to be reissued to get into their account to see the funds in their accounts and also know when they will have access to their funds. They will fly in to get that info. Bondholders have funds moving into their account. Our timeline, initially Bruce was told tomorrow or Thursday, but it could be either day or later as we will not know the new timeline till tomorrow afternoon. President Trump and Scott Bessent will determine when to release this. Redemption centers. There is an individual who does not believe in redemption centers and he is missing the boat. There are redemption centers, we know how many, and we know the people who represent Wells Fargo in those redemption centers. We know leaders of redemption centers. We know people who say there are over 7 to 8 redemption centers. There are not only banks. No 800 number is on the back of your credit card. We will get the best rate on our currencies. Rate on Dong is good. Dinar rate is good. We have contract rate on the Dinar only. If you have projects, you should be offered the contract rate on the Dinar. President Trump made the contract with Iraq. He is the one to get this done for us. Source indicates the possibility of an announcement about the USN tomorrow. I would presume this would be made by President Trump and Scott Bessent. If we get that announcement, it is a great thing for us. Gets us moving into NECESSARY.
Today, 10/7/25, I decided to go to a larger Chase branch in my Illinois suburb near where I live and work. I spoke to a woman who sets up appointments to speak with bankers and wealth managers. I told her that I wanted to speak to a banker about foreign currency exchange. I asked if they were aware of Iraq and Vietnam being ready to revalue. I added, "Are you going to exchange currency at this facility?" To which she replied, "Yes." I said, "You're aware that we have a new treasury note and that your bank now runs on a system I'll refer to as the QFS?" She said, "Yes." I told her that my main reason for coming in here was to begin a relationship with Chase Wealth Management prior to our RV event. I said, "I would like to confer with my partner first." She said, "Absolutely. We'd be glad to schedule you anytime you're ready." It dawned on me that we had spoken before at a smaller Chase branch. She remembered me. Feel free to post this, as this is absolutely proof that Chase acknowledges the RV event now and that they are just not privy to speak on everything just yet. As she put it, big changes are on the way. Not only that, Carpathia, but another bank person stood by her listening and smiling and nodding in agreement to my words. At no time was I told I was mistaken. Forwarded from Fred Koch on Telegram. The strategic rollout of medbeds. Timing is everything. The greatest healing technology ever known to humanity is not science fiction. Medbeds are real, and their arrival will be remembered as one of the most pivotal moments in history. Yet the release of this technology cannot be reckless or rushed. Timing is everything, because how and when medbeds are introduced will shape the entire future of humanity. If the medbeds were suddenly revealed without preparation, the world would erupt in panic, disbelief, and chaos. Hospitals would be overrun, governments would lose control, and millions would demand immediate access. That is why this rollout, in my opinion, is being handled with extreme precision. Humanity must be ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to accept that cures for all disease already exist and that the suffering of generations has been manufactured by corrupt systems. I believe the medbeds have already been placed in key locations around the world, often in hospitals and unused facilities. Their presence is hidden because the truth is too explosive to release openly before the right moment. Leaders behind this operation know that once the medbeds are revealed, trust in every existing medical institution will collapse overnight. People will realize they were lied to for decades, and that realization will trigger a global awakening like nothing before. The perfect timing for the rollout will likely align with a major announcement. Many believe this will follow the emergency broadcast system event, which will prepare the masses for a new reality. Once the truth is revealed, the medbeds can be introduced in an organized manner, with distribution controlled by zones, centers, and carefully scheduled access. This ensures order and prevents chaos. Make no mistake, the medbeds will transform everything. They will eliminate disease, restore missing limbs, regenerate organs, reverse aging, and heal trauma on levels most cannot yet imagine. But the healing is not only physical. It is also spiritual. People will understand that they are not powerless victims of sickness, but divine beings who were kept in bondage by a system designed to profit from suffering. The rollout will not be about a single machine appearing in a single hospital. It will be about a coordinated global release, carefully timed to follow the collapse of lies and the unveiling of truth. This is why patience is vital. Those leading this plan know that one wrong move could create mass hysteria, and so they wait for the exact moment when humanity is ready to receive. When that moment arrives, the world will change forever. In my opinion, the medbeds are not only a tool of healing, they are a symbol of freedom. They mark the end of a false age of suffering and the beginning of a new era where humanity reclaims its true birthright of health and wholeness. Timing is everything, and that time is closer than most can imagine. P.S. What we are waiting for is the military medbeds, and there is no confirmation of the person who sent this information. It was shared on the Chosen Ones channel on Telegram.
Medbed Hospital, final phase of construction. The first official medbed hospital has entered the final phase of construction. The internal infrastructure is now over 98% complete, including the medbed capsule biometric scanner, including power modes linked to the upcoming QFS healing network. The medical team has assembled, which includes top specialist doctors and engineers with confidentiality certification. The hospital will be fully open by January 2026, a latest report says. Security measures remain in place. Only those with a registered medbed card will be allowed to access. Official registration link will be announced soon. What's left? Final ODing integration and whole system recovery testing. Posted by MedBeds Technology News.
Dr. Michael Grant, official MedBed medical advisor. Welcome to the official channel of Dr. Michael Grant. Dear patients, friends, and supporters, my name is Dr. Michael Grant, a medical advisor and specialist in frequency-based, non-invasive therapies. With over 18 years of experience in integrative medicine, my focus has always been simple: to restore the body's natural balance. This channel will serve as a source of verified medical insights, patient guidance and advice, updates on alternative healing technologies, and personal notes, answers, and recommendations. I work in collaboration with institutions around the world, and my mission is clear: to help you understand your body and receive the care you deserve. Thank you for being here. Dr. Michael Grant has a channel on Telegram.
This has 7 different technologies into it. So you'll see here right away, the first thing is the vibrating mattress, and on the mattress you've got red light technology, you have magnets, and you have crystals. And then up here you've got ozone, you have cell resonance, you have terahertz frequency, negative ions, and then graphite heating.
Oh, it's so incredible. Oh yeah, it sounds great. And watch your head, watch your head.
And then once you get in, I will help you. I will help you adjust it right here for your head so you can lay down.
Okay. There you go. And you might want to scoot forward a little bit if you can.
That's forward?
Yes, sir. That way. That's perfect. Go down towards your feet. There you go.
All right.
Scooting well. All right, now put your hands by your side for me. In far down.
The RV Survival Guide for formerly fiat-fatigued humans, or how not to blow your galactic opportunity in a fluorescent bank office. So, the RV is knocking. You hear it, right? That gentle ding-dong in your soul, somewhere between divine timing and an encrypted push notification? Yes, that one. The financial reset of centuries is preparing to make its elegant entrance, and you, dear frequency master, have a front row seat. So before you sprint to the nearest financial institution with your arms full of currency like it's a game show from 1994, breathe. This is not Supermarket Sweep QFS edition. Banks will be banks, but you don't have to be a chicken. Let's be clear. Banks are not your fairy godmother. They are more like highly trained psychic gymnasts wearing 3-piece suits, trying to figure out how to emotionally acrobat you into giving up your sovereign stash, all while offering you something shiny like 17% interest compounded biweekly. Let me be very clear, humanitarians. Call the Redemption Center number when is available to make your exchange appointment. Lottery winners can go ahead and call the banks to exchange. As you can read here in Nodiqa's post, she has a few tips for you. We'll see who comes out ahead and who does more to help humanity in the coming years. Posted by A2Z Angela.
Ben Danklin on X. From slavery to sovereignty. We now stand at the threshold of the final restoration. This is not a fleeting political win. This is not a cycle that resets in 4 years. It is a generational shift, one that will ripple across the earth, reshaping nations, economies, and human consciousness. When the last chapter of this era is written, It will tell the story of a people who refused to die in chains and chose instead to rise. In it together, into the light. WWG1, WGA, worldwide.
Breaking. The U.S. Senate just confirmed 107 President Trump nominees, all in one go, 51 to 47. This is despite Chuck Schumer's shutdown. Posted by Eric Dougherty on X.
U.S. Northern Command on X, posted 2350-10-03-25. Press release, U.S. Northcom statement regarding protection of federal property and personnel in the Portland area. Approximately 200 soldiers have been placed in a Title 10 status, and they will carry out those military protective activities that the SEC War determines are reasonably necessary to ensure the protection and safety of federal personnel and property. Alert! 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 Getting spicy! Title 10 provides the framework for federalizing military forces and deploying them for national defense. Gives Trump complete control, not the state. Forwarded from Fletch 17Q.
Falling in love with your own vibe and personality is how you take your power back. Put on the full armor of God, breastplate of righteousness, sword of spirit, shield of faith, shoes of peace, belt of truth, helmet of salvation. Ephesians 6:10. Be proud of who you are and not ashamed of how someone else sees you. If I could tell you one thing, it would be this. Don't let what broke you turn you into someone you're not. Life will hand you moments that knock the wind out of you, things you never asked for and never deserved. And yeah, it hurts. Sometimes it hurts so deep, it feels easier to go numb, to harden up, to build walls. But please, don't let the pain make you bitter. Don't let what you couldn't control define who you are. Feel it, cry it out, let it run its course, but then let it go. Healing isn't forgetting, it's choosing not to carry what was never yours to keep. You're not the worst thing that ever happened to you. You're not the way someone else made you feel. You're more than that, bigger than that. Remember that, and rise.